Okay, here's a guy, an immigrant from Greece who came to this country. And actually when he got here, he was selling hot dogs. And he said, God, he loved that because he loved talking to people every day or whatever. And he just appreciated the country so much. Yeah. Man, as people were born here and everything, man, we take it for granted. We bitch and moan and things like that. That's why it's fun to watch this guy, in the interview. Because, man, starting out as a hot dog salesman, selling hot dogs on the street, and now he just raised like almost $500,000 in crowdfunding, and it wasn't really just for himself to do things, it was to help other people. Man, a friend of his died swimming, okay, and apparently didn't have a life jacket on or whatever, in a lake, died, and they found the body a couple of days or weeks later. And he said, gosh, people can't die like this. And he looked at that there's 300,000 people a year that die. So he found out a way to make a little bracelet that has a blow-up, safety device in it, like a life raft, all in here. It's not, one of these things that's so big or whatever. It's all right here, and with an aerosol little packet, like you put in the soda machine, and it blows up. So it's no bigger than this. You put on your waist, so you always have it. So you don't like wearing those vests that are, ugly and they don't have question marks on it or whatever. You don't have to worry. You just put that, and you're safe forever. I mean, it's just a wonderful thing. 300,000 people. So that was his mission. After his friend died, drowning like that, he worked on developing this device. Now, he hasn't gotten like big venture capital and partners and all this kind of stuff and whatever. He just went on the internet. And the internet thought it was so neat. It gave him almost $500,000 to do this, and from all over the world. I mean, imagine that with global warming, how the water's coming up, so all these islands that are living, worried about the water engulfing them and everything, so you want your children to have one of these on them or whatever. I mean, it's amazing how popular this has become just in a few months, and on the internet. He wouldn't have known. He wouldn't have known unless he used the internet, used a crowdfunding platform like this to get the word out there. See, that's what's so neat about the internet using this. It's a way to get ideas about what you're trying to do, so people give you a better idea. Or they see it, yes, this is great, so you know that this is a great product before you even make it. He hasn't even made the thing. He just has a sample. And that's what's wonderful. And that's right, but to hear his enthusiasm about what we have here in America is inspiring by itself. He's so grateful for being here, maybe because Greece is in such financial trouble now. But he said, nah, they'll figure out a way out of it. Yeah, whatever. But you see, watch his heart. His heart is talking in everything he does. And what a wonderful way to float through life like that. And that's what we all have to have a little more of, I feel, is what this nice fellow from Greece teaches us about the way to live, to appreciate things, and do things that you think is important, and how important people are in life, and things like that. I mean, instead of, money, 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 oh, we're going to make more money than you, That's like most of us do. Most of us are chasing around money just to impress the other person or whatever, or so other people don't bother you, just weird stuff, that we don't even know why the hell we're doing it half the time, because we're caught in some rat race that we think we have more, and then we need more after that, and more. What the hell are you going to do with all that crap, And now here's a guy who realized, boy, if I'm not helping somebody else and helping their lives or whatever, what the hell am I doing here? So that's why he has a lot to teach us. Not only about crowdfunding, he didn't know anything about it before he started it either. So if you don't, learn from him. Well, Tom Agapadias, is that it? Agapadias. Adi?
Yeah, Agapadias.
Agapadias. But who cares about that? We want to know about Kingi, KINGII.US, because you who grew up water all around you on a Greek island now is going to save everybody's life who lives by water, who's going to go into the water, who's around water or whatever. Man, this little wrist bracelet is a lifesaver, but you know that. And eliminates having to wear one of those ugly vests you know, that I never wear one of those because I can't get one with question marks. Yeah. And that's just wonderful that you invented this thing. And you say, sorry?
I said that's why this thing was invented, for people who don't like bulky life jackets, and now they have an option to wear something.
Yeah, no, it's wonderful. And you say, like, there's almost 300 people a year that die, you know, drowning in the water, and we don't have a way to work with that.
Yeah, that's 300,000.
300,000, yeah. 300,000 people, wow. And you got into this invention really because a good friend of you just died in a lake even. I mean, it wasn't...
Yes, he drowned in a lake one afternoon. Out of nowhere, he started asking for help, and it just kind of, by the time they got to him, he disappeared under the water.
Wow.
He was found 50 minutes later because the water is murky, and from that moment on, it just, something flashed into my mind that something has to be done. And, you know, when I found out that all these people drowned sensibly, and when I started looking into it, I saw more people and more people and more people.
Wow.
Why did everybody keep drowning? What are we going to do about this? And, you know, there's a lot of great things out there for the water, but apparently people do not use them as much as they should be. And that's why we came up with the Kinji. There's another option. We care about people who enter the water, and we care about people coming out of the water. So that's why the Kinji was really developed for people who really didn't have anything with them, getting into it, into the water. And now we want the world to know that there is something if they wish to take something with them. So
but your main work recently has been as an insurance salesman, right? So, I mean, what do you think of now that you put together this idea and put it on crowdfunding, and in 11 days you got almost $500,000 and people wanting it from all over the world, man. You got everybody, you really hit a nerve.
I think it's awesome. I think it's just the most awesome thing that ever happened. We're very excited, very overwhelmed.
Yeah.
We're very, 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 very excited about this. We like the way the world sees it. They see it the way we see it. So everybody has the same understanding in water all around the world. It doesn't matter where you're from, what race you're from, if you understand languages or not. When you enter the water, we all feel the same feelings. Mm-hmm. If I send my son to the lake, I will worry about all the way till the day he gets back, to the moment he gets back. By having a Kinji, I just worry a little less, because you do need things in the water, and when you make a mistake, you usually pay with your life. Right. And that's what happens to most of the younger people, or even older people, you know. Nobody knows. So we like people to feel more secure in the water by wearing the Kinji. The Kinji is something that they can put in their wrist, they can put in their pocket. It doesn't matter where they put it, as long as they take it with them. In time of need, you deploy this little bag, and you swim yourself to safety, or you wave. Somebody will save you.
So it's a flotation device you can hold on to, give you enough to do what you have to do. Yeah, and so it's a little air cylinder you have that blows it up automatically, sort of like the life-saving vest in an airplane. Huh?
Yes, a 10-gram CO2 capsule. Once you deploy the lever, voila, boom! In 2.8 seconds, you have a ball next to you that you will have to manage. There's something to hold you up.
Right.
It to be buoyant. You have something. There's both. You use it anywhere you want to use it. It doesn't matter what you do with it in the water, as long as it's with you. I know that people will find a way to use it properly for their situation. Someday you might be dragging out from a riptide. Another time maybe you're tumbled up in the waves. Another time you maybe fall off your boat. I don't know what happens in the water. Anything can happen in the water. As long as that mouth and that face is off the water, then we'll save ourselves. So it will depend on the individual how he uses his instincts in the water.
And you have, but I mean, you put a goal. You were hoping to raise $65,000, and wow, you're up to $457,000 in 11 days. Man, that must be breaking all kind of records in the crowdfunding community.
We're ecstatic.
Yeah. And you never did it before, right? So you're not some big expert on 1,800 campaigns. The first, that's wonderful. And so you really, and you said you came to America about 30 years ago, and you say it's pretty cool, huh?
Yes.
Yeah. And you started out, one of your jobs started out in America was selling American hot dogs, huh?
That's right. I still love them.
Well, that's what I always thought. I said, boy, when I got my MBA, I said, boy, I'll start a business, anything. I'd go down on the mall and sell hot dogs. I don't care. I just want to start a business. Yeah. So I could relate to that. Whether you come from Greece with $10 in your pocket, or you come with, like me, with an MBA, still selling hot dogs is an honorable work.
I think it is. I think I've learned more selling hot dogs to people in lines than anywhere else in my...
But now you learned how to make $500,000 in 11 days. So.
We thank people, all the support for that. All the organizations, and everybody else who thinks about Kinsey, we're really thanking them. I mean,
well, that's wonderful. More importantly, but your passion was having a device that would help other people, and I think without that, without that coming from your heart, that you really wanted to do this, you wouldn't be able to get through all the problems or whatever that comes up in trying to do this thing.
That is true. That is very true.
So you start with your heart.
Yes, it has to be, your heart and your head have to go together.
Right.
You can't just...
But sometimes I think your heart's smarter than your head.
I've learned to trust it because when you put them together, the heart always wins.
Yeah, exactly. Well, I'm glad your heart is in here, and it's in America, and it's solving problems for the whole world from out in Northern California. And the way to see the video, I think the video is terrific that you did. Everything on this crowdfunding site is wonderful. And if people go to Kingii, KINGII.US, so that's not .com, but .us, KINGII. And where did that name come from? Your name?
The name Kinsey came from a freight lizard that lives in Southeast Asia. It's one of those lizards, a freight lizard. Once it gets scared, it kind of puts out this little poofy thing around his head, the wings.
I see.
Bigger.
Oh, I see. That's you. So you got this.
It kind of blows up. That's what the Kinsey is.
I see.
And his name, our lizard name, it's Kinsey George. And what George is a water advocate, just like Smokey Bear. Smokey Bear talks to bears. We're talking about water safety.
Wonderful. Well, your heart's in the right place, and you're helping people, and people should know about this for loved ones or anybody. KINGII, Kingii.US. Thank you so much, Tom. Glad to have you in the world solving problems for us.
Well, thank you to the world. Thank you to everybody. Thank you.
Take care.